Welcome back. Michelle Greenwich Joyner, answering that age-old question, when do I start teaching reading to my children? Today we're going to discuss age-appropriate toys. I don't know if you remember or if this was done, but this is something that you can do without buying anything at all. It's when your child starts crawling around and wants to go in the kitchen and be with you. Remember, we want to always build contact. So instead of saying, oh, no, 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 have him, you don't always have to, of course you don't have him him or her in the kitchen when you're cooking, because that would be a dangerous situation. But when you're washing the dishes, or when you're getting the steps ready before it goes into the oven or onto the stove, your child should be a welcomed event or a welcome person in the kitchen, because they learn so much. One thing they want to do is investigate the cabinets. So again, yes, you must childproof the cabinets, as we all know, and there's many ways of childproofing the cabinets, even if it's tying the string around the two cabinet doors and locking it up. Same thing. So I'm not one for one product over another, but just make sure that those cabinets are secure and have a special toy cabinet for your child. And what do you say that? Why do I say that? Because children love to play with pots and pans. And yes, it may be noisy for us, but during the day, it's a great activity. It's a great activity for them to manipulate. It's a great activity for them, again, we're talking about sensory input, talking about auditory and noise, the bang, bang, the boom, boom, the clink, clink. You're talking about size, what pot fits into another pot. Go to the 99-cent store or that cheap discount store and buy a set of plastic cup, dish, plate, whatever. Have them play with that cup, plate, dish. You'd be amazed what they do, because this is the imitation age. And they want to imitate everything you do. So we as parents should capitalize on that moment in time, because that is a developmental stage that's very important to their reading skills. They get to understand how things work. And that is, one pot goes into another, the plate, the saucer, the cup. I advise sometimes having a bin and having a little bit of water so they can pour. You've seen when you go to daycare centers where they have the sensory tables. You can make one of your own. The baby can play, little enough water, puts his hands in there. Again, have a mat on the floor. One thing that I suggest is going and buying one of those large tablecloths, putting it on the kitchen floor, and they can go for it. Those are age appropriate. Let's move on. How about blocks? Now, I'm going to show you this mashed up water bottle. Has water in it still. Just this is a toy. Just them seeing the water. But what could you do to make it even more interesting? Add some things in the water. And what they're doing to do is they're going to key in. They're going to see how it moves. They're going to learn to understand. But they're also able to manipulate. And to make sure, of course, is if you want to make sure that that top is secure, you can always add some tape to make sure that it doesn't open up on you. But then again, if it's just water, who cares? They need to feel the water. Another, what we'd say is an age-appropriate activity, is bath time with bubbles. Now they have bubbles that are non-toxic, so you put them in the water and you're there all the time, and you're making sure you're using that vocabulary, those body parts, the splish splash, the action words. When I say action words, to some people that would be called verbs, but we call them action words. What the child is doing, what are you doing? Up, 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 down, 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 splish splash, side to side, showing them directions. Where's the boat? It's behind you. These words are very important. Later on, and to skip a step, or to skip several steps, is that when they're familiar with the vocabulary, then when they hear it, when you're reading it to them, or when they see it, then the connection is much more solid. And again, all of these precursors or steps to reading is what we're doing is exposure, inference, attending, listening. All of these things go into a simple bottle of water. Alrighty. Also, let's take a truck. It could be a truck or a ball. All right. Truck, interactive, goes from you to him or her. Yes, him or her I'm not gender-based. So the thing is, as far as the truck is concerned, it's interactive. You work on action words. Come, give it to me, your turn. Another one, I don't have it with me right now, is the ball. Throw, catch, give me, roll. They have to learn turn-taking skills. This helps conversation. This helps paying attention. Remember going back to the dinner table, that they wait their turn to talk, or they let you know, excuse me. And even in toddlerdom, when they don't have their words, remember what I said before about them following the flow of the conversation. So just these toys, does it have to be this? Or can it be a can of something as far as flour that has a top on it that you empty out? Or more creatively, they want to hear that sound. Put something in it so that you can hear the sound, so it's reinforcing for them to listen. Remember, one of our steps is to listen. So do we need money? No. Blocks. Wooden blocks, yes, if you want to buy blocks. But again, there are things around the house that you can use. You can get boxes. You can collect the boxes from when you go out as far as buying things of different sizes. Again, many parents feel a little bit better when the child destroys it, because many children are el destructo. I had one of my own. And what we did is we just made sure we didn't spend a lot of money, so we didn't have to worry about if he or she destroyed it or not. The other thing I'd like to point out is what you're going to find is that, and again, at the age of 2 or a little bit earlier than that, they're going to want to play with your pen. And you're going to say, oh, no, no, no. But what I'd like you to do is to encourage them playing with your pen. Because what they want to do is they want to imitate what you're doing. They see you with a pen. If they try to hold the pen and they try to write, then they're learning a skill of writing, of circling, of making straight lines, of paying attention to something that is rather structured if you think about it, because they want to play on a certain piece of paper. Yes, will they try to write on the floor? Yes, will they try to write on the wall? But yes, you're in charge of that. Again, get your mat. I know many parents, which they have done, is they have a special wall. That's their child's wall. And they put a big piece of oat tag or whatever, tape it to the wall, and the child knows that that's their space. And the mother can, or the father, or the significant other, grandmother, whomever it may be, can direct them towards that space. But as you can see, very little money's involved. Manipulative toys, that's what you want. I'd like to say again to remember that videos, as far as that's concerned, are supplemental. There are many videos out that you don't have to worry about cleaning up after them. But are you building the sensory skills that they need? Are you building the hand-hold skills that they need to hold a pen or a crayon so they can write? Remember, these skills that we are talking about are steps to a good reader. And we know reading leads to writing, so they go one in one. So the thing is, simple toys, bath time, the kitchen floor, the pots and pans, blocks, cans, a truck, a ball. Simple things like that. And remember, videos are secondary. There are videos out there that have your voice on it. And what's the difference between that and you speaking to them? Remember, interaction. Interaction, they learn. And all of these are precursors or steps to building a good reader. Thanks again, Michelle Greenidge Joyner, PYGMALION² @gmail. Till next time.